It's kind of silly that you would have a trap with no lid on it, but this will hold conchs.
Ted Smith knows. He's been fishing conch off the coast of Ocean City for the past 20 years. Ted sets out to sea before dawn. His shortest days are 12 hours long. There's no time off. He fishes in storms, heat, rain, and ice. Ted says fishing and family are the most important things in his life.
To wake up in the morning and to know that I'm going to get in this boat and drive out that inlet and the sun's going to come up and I'm going to be able to go to work is probably, other than being a father, one of the best feelings of my life.
Ted tosses 250 conch pots onto the ocean bottom each trip.
This is how I keep track of my pots. I write them down here on this piece of paper, and then also I have them in my chart plotter.
Conchs are snail-like creatures that live on the bottom of the ocean. Considered a delicacy by the Chinese, they can fetch up to $4.50 a pound. Ted's goal is to catch 1,000 pounds each trip. He considers his six-figure salary a modest living, supporting his wife and 4 children.
As the season moves, I'm coming this way, so I'll be going into the area where the windmills are.
U.S. Wind plans to build about 120 wind turbines off the coast of Ocean City when the lease area is fully built out. Some in the middle of Ted's prime fishing grounds. The first project, Morrowind, will come as close as 21 miles from shore. The second stage, Momentum Wind, will be about 15 miles from the coastline. The turbines will be at least 817 feet tall. They will generate enough clean energy to power more than 500,000 homes.
They actually start dragging these things out on barges and start bringing them out and installing them. It's going to be pretty much impossible for us to work around them. What I catch is a conch that lives in the bottom is going to destroy their habitat and also bury them.
Ted is concerned he won't be able to fish for 2 years during construction. And once the turbines are in place, he's not convinced there'll be room to navigate between them. Commercial fishermen aren't alone in their opposition to the current wind farm plan. Ocean City officials oppose turbines too, but for a different reason. The town's concerned about proximity. They want it to be green and unseen.
We're not opposed to it. We understand the benefits of offshore wind, but they need to be out of sight.
Ocean City manager Terry McGean questions why federal lease agreements can't be done east of the Atlantic Shipping Channel. The state of Virginia got a wind farm pushed back 27 miles because of the Norfolk Navy base. North Carolina's wind farm is also 27 miles out of sight, so it won't visually impact the Cape Hatteras National Seashore.
I know that these things can be built further offshore and be cost effective and work just as well. And yeah, maybe it takes a little bit longer to do it, but I think that's time well spent.
U.S. wind officials say there are no plans to change the wind farm location, which was chosen by the feds, not them.
There is no consideration on our part. The federal government actually identified this lease area more than a decade ago. And they did that after a lot of studies were conducted, a lot of feedback solicited from various stakeholder groups.
For the past several years, U.S. Wind has been doing a site assessment. The company uses a buoy 17 miles offshore to gather data on the environment and marine life. They're currently mapping the ocean floor. U.S. Wind provided $11 million for research to the University of Maryland Center for Environmental Science. The company reached an agreement with TradePoint Atlantic to open a steel fabrication facility.
We have every intention of keeping open our lease area to fishing. We have neither the authority nor the desire to stop fishing in our lease area. The construction period is not that long. Each turbine is installed in a matter of days.
The turbines will be built a mile apart, providing vessels enough room to navigate traffic.
It would change my life drastically. It's a way of life. It's my livelihood. It's the sole way I provide for my family.
Environmentalists believe the wind farm, along with other clean energy measures passed by the General Assembly this year, will help reduce greenhouse gas emissions 60% by 2031. U.S. Wind expects to start generating clean energy in 2025. Reporting from Ocean City, David Collins, WBAL TV 11 News.